Us now. Angela, welcome to Sweeney and the Malone minus Steve Sweeney. How are you tonight?
I am most excellent. Thank you so much.
So you're with, I know Prince is now known as, I think the artist formerly known as Prince, and your organization has gone from what, Lutheran Charities? Was it, or what was the original?
We were Lutheran Social Services of New England,
and
formerly.
now it is?
We are Ascentria Care Alliance.
Say it again?
Ascentria Care Alliance.
So how does that spell?
That is ASCENTRIA.
Okay. And how has the name change gone?
You know, it's gone excellent. I think people really appreciate and understand why it is we had to make such a change, and they like the name because it's a blend of both sort of faith-based origins and our reach into the future. So people are liking it. And
if you would, tell our listeners what the mission of the organization is.
We are strengthening communities by empowering people. So we're really focused on giving people the tools they need to get back on their feet or get on their feet, depending on where they are, and living lives with dignity and strengthening communities in the process.
And you're statewide or Eastern Mass?
We are all of New England, believe it or not. So all of Massachusetts as well as all the other states of New England.
And how many people do you serve on an annual basis?
We serve roughly 20,000, give or take, people a year.
Holy smoke. Wow. And these are people who in some cases might be homeless or really feeling like they're without a support system unless your organization existed?
Absolutely true. They could be people with disabilities, refugees, young homeless teen moms, lots of folks from one end of the spectrum to the other.
And how long have you been serving as the director?
I started in this role 2 years ago, just about 2 years ago now, although I've been in the organization longer than that.
Now, I asked you the last time you were on, and I'll ask you again, though, because I think it's important for our listeners to hear the answer because I was impressed by it. My question last time was, you must go home at the end of the day feeling just worn out and sometimes depressed because you're seeing people who have really had some hard luck hit them. But your answer was you're not depressed.
No. As a matter of fact, I could not be more inspired. I was with a group of employees today, and the hope that I feel for all of us. I think that the capacity to turn on all people in community and what that will do to our nation as a whole is just phenomenal. I think we have all the answers within our own communities, and it's just a matter of unlocking the potential in each person. And that's something that can be done. And so that wakes me up every day with a smile.
And give us an example of, without mentioning names, but give us an example of people in their individual circumstances that you see and encounter.
All right, so I'll give you one that comes to mind. Sort of in your area, Woods, we have a homeless teen mom program where a girl, say, would get pregnant much earlier than she would have ever planned, I'm sure, and for whatever reason have a break with her family of origin. So she would have been on the street with a child. And instead she's able to come into our program and figure out how to be a good parent, figure out how to get all the way through school, figure out how to take care of herself and her child long term through all kinds of different services, including education, in some cases language services, help getting a job, help getting on her feet so that she doesn't end up a really bad statistic.
So if you had a magic wand for one day and you could change something, within the system or what government does or what perceptions are, what would you use that wand for?
I think I'd probably use the wand to open people's eyes to the potential in other people, because I think just because people fall into unfortunate circumstances for lots and lots of reasons, I think sometimes the rest of the world writes them off as if they don't have something to add. But I truly believe everybody has something to add, and sometimes it's easier than you would imagine, but it means that we have to go far enough. And I think what happens with a lot of our funding sources is they don't quite go far enough. They go far enough to give someone a roof over their head or maybe food in their belly for a day, but that doesn't solve the problem. And the problem usually comes back to sometimes it's mental health, sometimes it's simple things like a network of people that they can go to find a good job, that everybody's got hope. And if we feed that hope and make sure that people feel like they're valued, I think we'd be really surprised at what, in fact, they give you back in return. I think a lot of people want to add value, they just don't know how.
I'm with a company partner at Plymouth Rock Financial Partners, and we're affiliated with Wells Fargo. And as I understand it, you've got an exciting program that you're working on with them?
We are, and this is part of what really excites me. I think in part of knitting the community back together, it's pulling all the pieces together to create better solutions. And Wells has been a great partner so far. They not only have stepped forward to support our organization, which has been fabulous, but they've gone one step further than that, and they've engaged their employees and used the skills and knowledge that Wells has to start adding value back into the community. And this is in the area of financial literacy. And in financial literacy, we know that not only do all our clients need that, but we have 1,400 employees. And those employees, in many cases, are CNAs, they're personal care workers. They need the same kind of skills. And so we actually started a new pilot program with our employees and with Wells employees training financial literacy. And I'll tell you what, the future is very bright in that category, because not only is the trainer from the Wells Fargo side really doing an amazing job, but she is getting involved in doing something that matters. And I think employees are really, in all the corporate sectors, are looking for soulful connection. They want to do something that matters. And this gives them a way to give back themselves with the things that they're good at, but that's also good for Wells' bottom line. So, it brings them customers, it brings them connections, it gives them a good reputation. So it's a great partnership between a for-profit and a not-for-profit, which I think should be a great model for how things are done going forward. We
are talking to Angela Bovill, and she is with an organization formerly known as Lutheran Social Services, now known as Ascentria Care Alliance. And if people want to volunteer or make a donation, the website is?
Ascentria.org, ASCENTRIA.org.
Ascentria.org, ASCENTRIA.org. And yeah, there we go. I'm a fast learner, trust me.
You are quick.
Well, when Sweeney's here, he's usually cutting me off in mid-sentence. So now I feel liberated tonight, I
was going to say, look what happens when he's not there. All this intelligence just comes flowing out.
And he actually didn't ask, nobody asked you what you were wearing tonight, which, as I recall, last time you were on, I think Steve asked you what you were wearing. So
I am very happy to report that after a long day of work, I am in sweatpants and a T-shirt, which I think all of us are thrilled to change into when we get out of work.
I was going to say, at this hour of the day, that's usually the response we get from everybody he asks. But
great.
And on the South Shore, is there a physical presence down here, in communities around Marshfield and Scituate, Cohasset, and Plymouth and so on, or is it?
The closest programs we have on the ground in terms of buildings and structures are in Brockton to you, although we serve people in your general region that are served by programs and services that are located in Brockton. So some of our services are community-based and they're further out, but our closest buildings and programs are in Brockton to you.
And also, if businesses want to partner with you, if they want to have their employees get involved, that's something that you are able to accommodate them with as well?
Absolutely. We just had a group from Blue Cross Blue Shield of New England, or Massachusetts, out at our farm program. We have an agricultural program that allows refugees to grow and sell their own food, which has been wildly successful. And there was a group of 20 or so Blue Cross employees that were out at the farm a few weeks back getting it ready for winter, and they had a great day and had nothing but great things to say about the experience. So we would encourage any employer or other for-profit or even not-for-profit partners that want to engage in this work with us to come along. We'd love to have you.
Well, I really became aware of you and got a chance to have you on the show as a result of Lauren Payne and her husband. Lauren is the director at Friendship Home, which is our favorite charity here, and they do amazing things for developmentally disabled individuals and their families. And everybody who has had a close-up look of the great work that you do with the organization and all of the other folks at the organization, their assessment is you're working miracles by the day. So we commend you for it, thank you for it, and hope you'll come back on the show in the future.
I appreciate the time and all of your kind words about our organization. We're really proud of the work we do, and we'd love to have others join us in this effort. So thank you for the opportunity to share.
Ascentria.org, folks. Tune into it. Go to their website, and if you got some time or a few bucks to help the cause, please do so. Thanks again. Take care, my friend. Good talking to you.
Thank you, you too.
Bye-bye. Angela Bovill, I should say. Thank you very much. Hey,